Let's face it, enterprises today confront a host of daunting challenges. For starters, just the sheer size of the technology landscape. IT departments worldwide must connect billions of devices to zettabytes of data. Operating costs are soaring, utilization rates are shrinking. Complexity in the data center keeps growing and growing and growing. Forward-thinking businesses are looking for answers and a competitive edge. For many, the solution is in the cloud, and it's not hard to see why. The cloud gives you options. Instead of hosting applications on your own infrastructure, you can access cloud-based applications with no capital investment. Just pay as you go for business-critical services such as Office productivity suites, CRM and ERP systems, and data protection services. The cloud accelerates your business. It can take weeks or months to purchase, install, test, and configure the servers and storage required to support new IT services. But you can buy cloud-based computing power and storage, as much or as little as you need, literally in a matter of hours. The cloud simplifies service delivery. Enterprises of all sizes now look to the cloud to deliver IT services to their employees, from basic connectivity and cloud storage to complete software suites. The reasons are compelling. The cloud increases IT responsiveness and eliminates the capital and operational costs of building out the infrastructure. Moving your business to the cloud is a big decision with huge potential advantages. If the cloud is your destination, the best way to get started is data center virtualization. The benefits of virtualization in the data center are well known, in particular, efficient resource usage. Pooled resources, computing power and information storage, are dynamically allocated and then returned to the pool when they're no longer needed. But sooner or later, increased demand for these resources results in an unexpected tipping point: the network. Virtualized servers and storage scale easily, but as they do, the network, which is not virtualized, cannot keep pace. The proliferation of virtual machines squeezes the network from the server side. Skyrocketing data growth creates pressure from the storage side. The result? Congestion, complexity, and a network that has become a bottleneck. When the network can't handle increased levels of traffic, performance and reliability suffer across the entire data center. One way IT departments try to eliminate the bottleneck is by building a bigger network. They deploy more routers, switches, ports, controllers, network tiers. In short, they throw hardware at the problem. That approach can ease network congestion temporarily, but it creates new problems. More hardware means greater complexity, and complexity drives up operating costs. Adding hardware also makes the network more rigid and unable to respond quickly to new or changing business requirements. As the network becomes more rigid and complex, it gets harder to scale. That in turn requires increased capital investment and frequent rip and replace cycles. Sooner or later, the ever-increasing complexity and cost make it difficult, even impossible, to realize the inherent promise of virtualization and cloud computing. What's needed is a cloud-optimized network. To build a reliable, scalable, cost-effective, cloud-optimized infrastructure, it's imperative to virtualize the entire data center, servers, storage, and the network. Chances are you already know how to virtualize servers and storage. But how do you begin to virtualize the network? With Virtual Cluster Switching, or VCS, from Brocade. VCS is the industry's first true Ethernet fabric and is based on Brocade's 15-year heritage of leadership in storage area networking and fabric technology. To understand the importance of an Ethernet fabric, let's look at the network today. The legacy Ethernet architecture is a proven, well-known design. However, for many data centers today, it's inefficient and overly complex. Worse, the hardwired structure constrains the mobility of virtual machines, driving up maintenance costs and limiting flexibility. In contrast, VCS is a true Ethernet fabric, featuring deterministic multipathing and low latency. It reduces complexity, resulting in higher application performance, lower support costs, and increased responsiveness to changing business requirements. Best of all, VCS enables mobility for virtual machines, resulting in higher application availability and resiliency. VCS has distributed intelligence. With VCS, you can move virtual machines seamlessly and transparently to any physical device in the data center, or even another data center. All devices in the VCS fabric can be viewed and managed as a single logical switch. This logical chassis architecture gives you increased traffic visibility and better control over your network, streamlining network management and reducing overhead. Finally, VCS enables dynamic services. You can insert services such as encryption, security, load balancing, or fabric extensions into existing data flows and reconfigure the network dynamically with no rewiring or downtime. The core technologies of Brocade VCS, Ethernet fabric, distributed intelligence, logical chassis, and dynamic services are the building blocks that address the network challenges created by increased server and storage virtualization. Moving to the cloud is an important decision with some risk and a huge upside. To help you realize the benefits of cloud computing and manage the risk, Brocade has developed Brocade One. Brocade One is the unified architecture and strategy to help organizations transition smoothly to a world where information and applications can reside anywhere. By dramatically simplifying the network and increasing scalability without adding complexity, virtual cluster switching delivers on the Brocade One promise of the cloud-optimized network. To find out more about virtual cluster switching and Brocade One, visit brocade.com/datacenter.